Hi everyone, I'm Tanaaz from foreverconscious.com and this is your weekly energy forecast for the week of May 26th. I'm coming to you from my hotel room. I am just wrapping up my vacation in Thailand. I'm actually currently in Hong Kong right now, getting ready to go home tomorrow back to LA. So coming to you from Hong Kong this week. So we have on May 25th, we had Jupiter moving into Gemini. This is one of the biggest events of the year. Jupiter spends about 12 months in each sign of the zodiac. So you could say it's a sort of a predictor or maybe a colorer of the year ahead. So from now, May 2024 until June 2025, early June 2025, Jupiter is going to move through the sign of Gemini. And this is going to color our next 12 months, what we're experiencing. Jupiter is the expander, the great expander of our cosmic zodiac, of our cosmic skies, not zodiac. And when it moves into Gemini, we're getting an expansion of Gemini themes. And Gemini rules over things like communication, journalism, journaling, social media, story writing, podcasts. So anything relating to communication is kind of under the umbrella of Gemini. Gemini is also how we express ourselves and the questions, our thought processes. It's a very mentally heavy sign. On a deeper level, I always like to share this. Gemini is represented by the twins. And on the surface level, it can be that the twins are two-faced. They know how to put on the right face for whatever situation that they're in. They've learned that, how to, show whatever face they need to kind of get what they want or to fit in. Another level, however, the twins actually represent mortal selves and immortal selves. If we look at the myth behind the zodiac, one twin was mortal and the other was immortal. And it's sort of like this dance that we're constantly doing during our time here. This dance between having a physical body, needing to be part of this material world, but then also having our soul connection and knowing that we are more than just this physical body, and knowing that there's purpose and reason and spiritual deeper understanding to what we're all doing here. And it's sort of the bridge or the dance between these two elements of our lives that we can really harness and tap into when Gemini energy is strong, like it is right now, especially because we have the sun in Gemini and we also have Jupiter, the great expander, in Gemini as well. So just sitting with this idea of how you can create a more harmonious, a more balanced, a more whatever feels good to you bridge between this idea of I have to survive in this material world. I have bills that I need to pay. I have a physical body that is very vulnerable and limited and, is susceptible to disease and ailments. But then I also have this soul, which is endless, boundless, can do anything, is made of love, trying to find the way to move through those two dynamics. And I'm feeling that more than ever right now because coming up this week is the 7-year anniversary of my sister's passing. So I think about that, right? On the physical level, it hurts. And there's a lot of sadness and grief and, just deep sadness, even 7 years later. And then on the spiritual path, my spiritual self is like, well, she's not really gone. She's always here. In many ways, we're closer now than we ever were because she's, such a part of me and always with me. And I see the signs, and that's beautiful. But it doesn't mean that on a physical level, it doesn't hurt. My spiritual understanding doesn't save me from my grief. So I think trying to find that bridge and trying to find that balance, whatever it is in your own life, you may find that Jupiter in Gemini can really help you to pave that way forward, with whatever's going on for you. So something to kind of think about. And because Jupiter's in Gemini, it's a great time to pick up that journal. If you have been meaning to get back into a journaling practice, if you have never done it and you want to try it, perfect time to do that. I would say that for all of us over the next 12 months with this placement, we're probably all coming into a deeper understanding of how we communicate, how we want to express ourselves and how we want to express and communicate who we are to the world. I would say that's probably the overall theme for each and every one of us is I think the universe has put this Jupiter Gemini placement for us right now because we're being called to express ourselves more authentically, to come from a place of greater power with our self expression. And the reason that I feel that with this alignment is because right as Jupiter enters Gemini, and we're going to be feeling it more towards the end of this week, it makes this beautiful alignment with Pluto. It's a trine alignment. So, trines in astrology are generally considered very harmonious. And it's interesting. So, the last time Jupiter was in Gemini was in 2012, about 12 years ago or so, 2012, 2013. And so this you can look back to that time to see kind of what themes were coming up for you. It's not that the same events are going to happen, but that period of time, you can look back and see, okay, this is what Jupiter and Gemini themes were kind of showing me, teaching me, and then I'm moving up from that on a different level. This particular Jupiter in Gemini, it's very interesting that we're getting this little dance with Pluto. This is quite rare. And I feel that Jupiter having this dance with Pluto is really our clue that we are being guided to step into a new power when it comes to expressing ourselves. Because Pluto is the planet of death and rebirth. It rules over the underworld, but it also rules over power. And it's kind of like when we dig deep, when we go through the shadows, when we move through those phases of death and rebirth, that is where we find our power. And I think Jupiter is kind of shining its light, helping us to recognize a deeper power and then to communicate that deeper power. So, just something that I've really been feeling. How can we unlock a new level of self expression to move into a higher power? And I think that's the journey we're all going to take in some way or form over the next 12 months. Jupiter will be in Gemini until early June 2025. I think June 9th, if I am not mistaken, but I might be remembering that wrong, but sometime in the first week or so of June 2025. So we have this energy for the next 12 months. Also, this week on the 28th, 29th, we get the Silver Gate portal. I absolutely love this portal. If you've been following astrology or me for a while, you might have heard of Lionsgate, which happens in August. I actually think, and it gets a lot of attention. It's probably like if I look, at the end of the year, some of my most popular articles, Lionsgate's always up there. However, I really feel the Silvergate portal is, I don't want to say more powerful because they all have their own power, but just as important, just as powerful. It's lesser known. Maybe that makes it more special. I don't know. You tell me. You feel into it. You tell me. But we have the Silvergate portal. It activates on the 28th, 29th. We tend to feel it a little bit around those days, but 28th, 29th is the kind of power time of this portal. The Silvergate portal happens when our sun aligns with the star Aldebaran. Aldebaran is considered one of the four royal stars. So ancient Babylonian astrologers picked out four stars that they believed were the gateway to the universe, and Aldebaran was one of them. And we have 4 points in the year where we get these stargates, and I will talk you through each and every one of them so you know. But this is the one that we have, Aldebaran, arguably one of the most powerful stargates that we experience. So Aldebaran is known as the Silvergate portal by some astrologers. I didn't come up with that. I've heard that from other astrologers because it's believed to be this beautiful, heightened kind of silver energy that we experience at this time. Aldebaran is considered a very lucky, a very fortunate star. It's believed to be our entrance point, our soul's entrance point into this world. It's a place of high frequency, high energy that allows us to access this gateway of the universe, this gateway of wisdom, of knowledge. When we tap into Aldebaran energy, we can gain wisdom, knowledge, intelligence. It's a very higher mind energy. So it has a beautiful high vibration, and this beautiful high vibration tends to unlock wisdom, knowledge, intuition, things that we have maybe forgotten that come back to us. It's a very powerful energy in that way, and you can tap into this energy under the Silvergate portal. I have an article all about it. I'll drop a link in the description box below. You can kind of read through it. And there's some suggestions there of how you can harness and kind of tap into this energy, but it's really, really beautiful. It's a very powerful Stargate, very high frequency energy, and it's sort of all about sharpening our minds, our intelligence, our wisdom, tapping into that forgotten knowledge. So it's a beautiful, powerful Stargate that happens this week for all of us. So that is your energy for the week ahead. We're still very much working with this Jupiter Gemini energy. We tend to feel it the most strongly now as it moves into Gemini and then probably right before it leaves. So right now we're really harnessing that Jupiter Gemini energy. It's making that alignment to Pluto, which really peaks on June 1st, but we'll be feeling it all around that date as well. And then we have this beautiful Silvergate portal. It's a star portal. I recommend, if you want to tap in and connect with this portal, meditating on the 28th, 29th, really focusing on your higher chakras, your crown, third eye. This is where the energy is going to be. If you're feeling too heightened in this part of the body, you can also try to bring energy down into the lower part of your body. And again, maybe thinking about that bridge idea of spirit energy and then grounding energy, our feet and our higher chakras, and trying to create balance between those two states of the body, those two places of the body, can kind of bring you into that equilibrium. So play around with it, feel this energy. If you want to learn more about it, check out my article. I'll drop it in the link. I'll drop a link in the description box below. And you can find more at foreverconscious.com about all of this. I hope you found that helpful. I'll see you all next week. I'm Tanaaz from foreverconscious.com. Thank you so much.